Hello everybody, good to go and see you again. Welcome back to our YouTube channel here at BMC Real Estate. Today we are sitting with IRV Plumbing, Air Conditioning and Electrical Systems with Rado, who is the owner of the company. And we want to go and attack, with a summer season coming, attack three of the most important issues that come up with air conditioning systems at this time of the year. And we want to make sure that you have your air conditioning set up properly. So in the middle of summer when it's 90 degrees outside, you don't want to end up in a situation where you don't have any air conditioning and then you want to go and get a service call in and nobody will show up probably for the next 5 to 10 days. And you're sitting in a hot home, most likely you have visitors that usually comes all together. And so let's go and do preventive work. Rado, what is the most obvious thing that happens when you get a service call regarding air conditioning systems out there today?
Yes, thanks, Stephan. Definitely, most of the calls we receive are outdoor unit is making noise, but nothing is cooling. So in that case, it can be several things. And first thing which we checked are mostly electrical components. An outdoor unit where the condenser is, there is several electrical components, and one of them is the capacitor. Capacitor usually is the device which helps the compressor and the fan motor to run. So if this one fails, if one of the components fails, it will not work properly, so it will not get any cooling. Also, contactor is a device which it can be pitted or can be making some humming noise. If anytime you hear a humming noise coming from the compressor, contactor, or any outdoor unit, I will suggest call a professional, because we deal with some high voltage there, or turn the AC unit off. Another very common issue can be an outdoor unit itself. It's called a condenser. The whole idea of the condenser is to remove temperature of the refrigerant. So if the coil is clogged, or you get a lot of dust, debris, sediments, spiders, you name it, easily can get clogged, and that removing of temperature by getting air from out in, if this is restricted, it will make a really hard it will put a lot of stress on the compressor, on the blower motor, and that will eventually will create a fail in the whole system.
Let me get back to the first point. You said, when you come out and you look at the system, from my own experience is that, the contractor always said, oh, it's Freon, we need to go and refill Freon, without having tested anything up front. And then 20 minutes later, he's gone again, says everything is good. So now the unit is cooling, and he tests it out. There's obviously more cold air coming out. But at the end of the day, from what you've been telling me, it could be electrical components. Does that mean that the guy is just putting Freon in because it's good revenue and then brings profit into the company? Or is there usually a leak, and does it go often? I mean, sometimes I have it happen where every year, they come back out, and the first thing he says, oh yeah, it must be Freon. Can you go and elaborate on that a little bit?
Definitely. I mean, if your system needs Freon every year, that means you have a leak. I mean, it's not very common. A refrigeration system, I mean, your HVAC system, it's an enclosed system. It should not leak. I mean, it should work pretty much. It should work by itself without adding refrigerant every year.
And what should be the ideal temperature to calibrate your air conditioning system, regardless of when you put in your complete HVAC system, if you replace it in winter times, for example?
Yeah, this is a very common issue where somebody have a HVAC system installed winter time. Furnace will work, but the cooling part of that system will not be calibrated properly. Good temperature is something close to 70 degrees. So in that case, you can get a proper reading on the refrigerant levels, because when it's really cold, in that case you might not your system not going to be that efficient because it's not calibrated properly based on temperature. Refrigerant actually expands on different temperatures, so you want to be definitely in the 70-degree range.
I see. So again, there were three important points when you have somebody come out to check your air conditioning system. If you don't get enough cold air, make sure you have enough Freon in it, and don't just add Freon to it. Find out the reason why your Freon is low. That's the important part. Number two, make sure that the outside condenser unit is always cleaned. And the important part is not only that they spray it on the outside, but as Rado explained on my own system at home, it's important to clean the coils also on the inside. So make sure it's not just a 50% job and a quick job, and then they go and leave again, and a couple of weeks later you have the same issues again. And number three, make sure that the system was installed. If you got a new system recently, let's say over winter, that it's calibrated properly to the outside temperature. IRV has a special going right now in spring. For $69, they come out and they check your entire system out. And that is, in my book, a gift, because, who comes out for $69? You can't even pay the labor for that. But they do this as a service to their customers because they want to have happy customers out there. So spend your $69 and have them come out there and test out your system and make sure it runs well before the heat shows up and you can't get anybody to come to your home. Having said that, have a great day. Enjoy. Don't forget to hit the like button on the bottom. Subscribe to our channel. And if you're really interested, submit a question and we might pick up the question and make a video out of it. In exchange for that, for your efforts, we send you a $25 check. Have a great day and see you next time. So long.